financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is Medicaid planning in the post-COVID-19 era. Is it ever going to be post-COVID? I'll start with Brian Small because he's on my left. Good morning, Brian Small.
Good morning. Wait, did you just put me on a political platform?
I'm going to continue with Pat Simasco, who's on my right.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
And in the middle,
as always,
Jeffrey Linden.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ken.
That was a political commentary, if I ever heard one.
I think we're all more in the middle. I don't know. It's so hard. Let's not even go there. Let's talk about
Don't even go there.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have an infrastructure
You hear the
bill. That'll be
people
good for the
swearing right
economy.
now at their TVs.
Yeah, everybody has an opinion, that's for sure. So, Pat, you're our elder law expert. It's your career, it's your life. Before we get into...
He doesn't look that old.
I guess I had a question.
I look good for 84.
How did you get into it, but what is it?
Well, so that's...
Brian is always telling me that I'm like the elder guy.
Well, one thing we've realized is there is no more old people diseases. You know, you think you got senioritis or something like that, or my father-in-law got Alzheimer's at 54. My dad had a stroke at 61 that took him out of the business, and my grandma, 98, all three in the nursing home at the same time. And there was no help, there was no places to go talk, there's no anything. So that's what got me into elder law.
So what were you doing before that?
My dad was a lawyer. We got out of law school and we went into practice with him, which is we chased every client we could get. Drunk drivings, traffic tickets, car accidents. But I always would gravitate towards estate planning, and I started doing estate planning and the workshops, and that's what got me into it.
So let me see if I get this straight. If like Brian or Jeff have a drunk driving problem,
I did a million of them.
Can they come over?
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. And the answer is yeah, you could.
I don't drink and drive.
I was just
Period. I Uber.
You drink first.
No.
But that's
yeah.
so
Uber,
you asked what
Uber's
elder law
is.
is.
A very good way to handle it.
For those
Yeah.
of you, slight
All kidding
segue,
aside.
a drunk driving ticket,
Is
your
bad
first
news.
one, besides being a very expensive, will be extremely expensive. The average cost is $10,000 by the time you're done with attorneys, insurance, court costs, and fines, besides the fact that you get to spend the night in the hoosegow.
And besides the fact that if you did that, you were putting yourself and other people at risk of
Right.
injury.
And it's
So-
So
more
Uber
complicated
costs
for
$25
lawyers,
to
too.
get home.
It's,
do you think we're better on drunk driving as a society and culture than we were when
Yeah,
we were kids?
I do, because
I think my kids,
What you just
are
said.
of the Uber age. They
Kids Uber to the party,
yeah.
Right.
knowing that they're Ubering home.
Yeah,
there is no
and what I
no
like about it is
stigmatism
when
to
you
it.
define that as kids, that covers my married children.
Oh, yeah.
With their own children, they do that. If they know they're going to a party, they have a babysitter, but they're taking an Uber
See,
to
most
get there.
people know that it's not right to drive drunk. People don't know what the definition of drunk is. They have one glass of wine, oh, I'm fine. They're not. And legally, they're over the limit, or 2 glasses. So that's where they have to really watch that.
Right.
And it's the doing something stupid. You know, someone hit me and the police came, blowing this little thing, and now you're arrested for drunk driving.
All right, well, back to elder law. So you told me how you got into it, but how would you define it?
So, and it kind of relates to what we're talking about now. You have a family doctor, and you've been going to the doctor forever. You got cancer, you're going to the cancer specialist. Elder law is the cancer specialist of the legal world. If you have a lawyer that does drunk driving and real estate closings and bankruptcy, and they're great at doing a little bit, but they don't have the expertise in doing what this area is. And that's elder law, helping
Distinction.
people.
Clients are coming to me, they're healthy, they're older. Okay, they're in their 60s, they're 70, they're healthy,
Yeah.
and I'm redoing their estate plan.
Yeah.
That's not elder law.
No, that's
People
saying,
think that it is.
Yeah.
I'm doing an estate plan.
Yeah.
If that person comes to me and I sense a short-term high potential for a need for nursing home care
Right.
or a problem, what do? I pick up the
Yeah.
phone and call you. But so the distinction is what?
Well, it's protecting everything you talked about is a tool in the toolbox. Brian says we have tools in chapter 13, chapter 7 on the bankruptcies. Our tools are medical power of attorneys, financial power of attorneys, wills, revocable trusts. That's a tool to protect from probate. But people think they hear the word trust, it protects from everything under the sun. It doesn't. It's just the tool for probate.
I just wanna make- I
Medicaid
have to
planning is a
clarify
different
something.
type of tool.
You may have different tools, but you don't have a toolbox.
I do have a
We have the red financial crisis managed toolbox
do-
that I
we do
developed.
too.
We have a patent on the toolbox.
Yeah.
If you want to have an elder
Well,
law toolbox, talk
no,
to me after the
no,
show,
no.
and I will sell you some
I want
rights
to.
to it.
I
Be
want to
careful,
give.
because what he's going to sell you,
I
he's
wa-
going to sell you that little compartment to the left on the tray that flips up.
And it's going to cost a lot of money.
We're going to get our ducks in a row then. We're going to get our ducks in a row. And that's interesting because that's our advertising. Let's get your ducks in a row. Everybody understands it. But they think that little black book that the lawyer just gave them last week, that is the revocable trust, will protect from the nursing home.
And it doesn't at all.
No, you can use that little black book and that trust to protect your assets from your children's creditors
Yeah.
when they receive the benefits.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to protect
Yeah.
it from
I got a will.
your own creditors.
I got a will. That means that doesn't have to go through probate. Wrong. Wills go through probate. I got to try. So anyway, elder law is protecting all the way home. If you have to go into the nursing home, how do you protect your life savings?
I'm going to ask you two questions that we'll probably cover after the break. Number one is, when do you know that you need the elder law expert? So, like, I know when to call you, but when should we tell our audience and our listeners, when is it the time to bring Pat in as one?
Yeah.
And then the second question I'm going to ask, I want to know is, what is the most critical document that you need to make sure people have so that they can do that elder law planning?
I have one additional question. Who are we protecting the money for?
I'll answer all three of them.
Do you have any questions that you want to add to the agenda for the next segment? This is your 2-second opportunity.
No.
Pause. Time up. We'll take a break. We'll be back. COVID-19 presents a fight for our personal and business financial survival. You have to make choices. Cash is critical. Do you tap your retirement, home equity line, or run up the credit cards? You need the right plan to avoid being wiped out, and you need it now. You can't rely on the government or banks. Call us. We're the experts in financial crisis. We were here for you and your business in the Great Recession, and we're here for you now. We will create a plan and get through this together. THAV GROSS will solve your problem.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
A lifetime of hard work. If you don't have the right plan in place, you can lose your home, your savings, and more. And you didn't come this far to lose everything. Samasco Law wants you to know that laws are changing. Today, the average cost of nursing home care is $85,000 a year. With proper planning, we can help protect your life savings and get you the Medicaid and nursing home benefits you deserve.
How much can you afford to lose? Call Samasco Law today.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so we're back. So
Right.
is it two questions?
Three
Question number
questions.
one. What was the third question?
Brian's, who you protecting for?
I'm so sorry.
Well,
I forget.
I'm gonna
You wanna
get,
say
that's the
it
most
first?
important question.
Okay.
Ken, you're protecting for your wife. If you go to the nursing home, you don't want to spend every dime of your money. You want to protect your wife. That's the job. And if you both pass away, you didn't save your whole life to give it to the nursing home or the government to take it, or in taxes or in credit cards. You want it to go to your kids.
Yeah.
You saved your whole life for your kids.
For sure. My priority in that situation is, number one, top priority is that there's enough for my wife
Absolutely.
for however long she lives. And then I'd want to make sure that if when she passes away, whatever's left,
Right.
if any,
Protect
goes to
us
the kids.
first, and
Yeah.
then the rest. Now, the next question I forgot already because my dementia
The next
medicine
question
hasn't
is,
kicked in
how
yet.
do you,
When?
how does, yeah, what
Rest.
do we tell our viewers and our listeners? When do we need PAT? What's
You-
the indication?
Well, when the indication is there, it may be already too late, right? When do you need to go to the cancer doctor? Not when you're coughing. It's a test. So I'd say when you look at retirement, when you start looking to retire from your job and you're planning for the next phase of your life, you should be looking at what that phase is on the legal sense and also the financial sense. When you prepare your documents younger, you want to protect your kids, your minor children. If you pass away, someone's there to watch over the kids. As you grow older, you want to protect your assets for the...
So we got two avenues I think we're going to. So
Yeah.
when you get older, you've got the you need financial advice, which is something else that you do.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't call that elder law though. That's your how would
Wealth
you
preservation.
wealth preservation.
Yeah.
So you've
protect
got that
it legally,
avenue,
protect it financially.
and you also have the one of how the Medicaid planning is planning for the nursing
So
home.
here's the answer. You need to do the Medicaid planning at least 5 years before you go in the nursing home.
Which,
And you
of
need
course,
to do the
everybody knows.
probate planning before you die.
So everybody knows 5 years ahead of time that they're going to
That's
the
the
nursing home.
answer. So if you know when it's happening, I'll make the appointment. If you don't know,
Let me
you
check.
come on in now.
No, but here,
I'm gonna go
stop,
check.
stop for a second.
I'm checking my calendar.
If,
What do I
if
have in 26?
There's a drop dead date to get this done by.
obviously, there's a solution that works without dealing with the fact that you had to give it away 5 years before.
No, there's always a plan. There's crisis plans and then there's pre-plans.
Tell me about
But
crisis plans.
Actually, within that
Well-
crisis plan, what are the segments to it? Because not everybody is going to end up in a nursing home. So not everybody needs to do the full-blown plan or do
Everybody
that.
has a Medicaid plan. Everybody has a nursing home plan. Everyone. And what's the plan? I'm never going to the nursing home.
Right.
I'm in. I'm in
Right?
for that plan.
And every
made
nursing
my
home is
reservation
full of
to
people
not
never
go.
going to the nursing home. So the whole idea is this is what's going on in your life and this is the options that you have. Now you can make an informed decision. A revocable trust versus irrevocable trust. The difference between the two, though, is this. If you're married, the government allows you to protect your assets for your wife or husband at home. We don't want to impoverish the one at home. So married Medicaid plans are a lot more liberal and a lot more creative and a lot
You don't have to worry
easier to
about
protect
you don't
it.
have to worry about the 5 year
You don't
rule.
have to. Now you're a single person, right?
Much more
Now
difficult.
you need 5 years, and so you start looking at the plan now. You really when you retire.
So when you become widowed, you need to look at the plan for yourself, and your children need to look at it for
Yeah.
you as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the
If
things
you-
I think we missed. So let me just interject this: is if you end up in the nursing home, it's $10,000 to $12,000 a month.
Yeah.
What's the average stay?
3 years.
Okay, that's a wipeout situation
Oh,
of
yeah.
assets, and that's
Absolutely.
why we do Medicaid planning so that we avoid incurring that cost with our own assets. We shift that burden
Let
to
me
the
throw
government.
the bigger risk out there, and it's really been heightened in the last year. People are worried about nursing home. Dad dies, mom, he's worried about mom going to the nursing home. What's the bigger risk? Financial exploitation. These crooks on the internet, these crooks on the phone, you get the calls, these rotten relatives that move in to take care of mom because they're going to help her out. The risk is huge that they're going to steal all of her money. So you also have to the plan to protect from the nursing home also helps protect from financial exploitation. That's a big deal.
Every single week, I see either in an email or in a call or something, someone bringing me a piece of paper, a new scam.
Right.
It's pathetic
Yeah.
what's going out there.
Yeah.
Beyond that, how about on your emails where you
Oh,
get these
left
spam
and right.
emails to open an attachment and it says Microsoft Fax open. If you
Right.
don't know exactly what fax emails you get that are legitimate, you go and click on it, and then they're sending malware onto your computer, so God knows what they can do
Yeah.
to get all your passwords.
So that's
and
the
everything.
whole
It's
idea
crazy.
is the earlier you start, the better plan that you can implement. Just like what we talked on the credit side. The earlier you get to Brian and with Jeff with the IRS, the more creative and the more options that we have for the planning.
So, but if you're a single person, so because this is when a lot of this planning happens. Mom dies, dad dies,
Yeah.
and suddenly,
Or mom dies, dad has
Dad's alone.
yeah, and
Yeah.
when there's a single surviving spouse,
Yeah.
the question is at that point, even if they're headed into a nursing home,
Yeah.
say 3 years, they don't know.
Yeah.
There's something that can be
Oh,
done
yeah.
at that point.
So with a crisis plan, we can always save the house, we can always save the car, and we can always save half of the assets. Always. In the old days, we used to save 100% of the financial assets and the house for a single person. Now we can always save half. And say, oh my God, we can only save half. But for the family, that's
Half is
spectacular.
better. Yeah.
Most cases, we can save much, much more than half because you can use the planning techniques that Medicaid allows to reposition your assets to do spend down.
So it's almost
spend down.
fortuitous.
Spend down.
down,
So if
yeah.
I've got, let's just say my house has $300,000 mortgage on it, and I got $300,000 in the bank.
Pay off the mortgage.
And I got to go into the nursing home next
Pay off
week.
the mortgage.
Can I still pay off the mortgage right then and there?
We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about what to do with the house. 'cause
I'm gonna
deeds come up on the house.
Yeah, let
also.
me
Right.
go
And
to. I'm going to give you a better one.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We're going to cover that.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Will I outlive my money?
Medicaid is so confusing.
A will, or do I need a trust?
What if mom needs to go in a nursing home?
At Samasco Law, we have the answers to all of these questions. Our attorneys will eliminate the confusion and develop a plan that's right for you. We are dedicated to veterans benefits, assisted living, and nursing home care. Samasco Law can help prepare you for a long future. Call Samasco Law today.
Time for announcements. Want to remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 o'clock a.m. and Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m. and on KISS 105.9, Sundays 7 o'clock in the morning. Seminars are back. Wednesday, August 18th, live and in person, we are doing our first Return from COVID seminar at our offices in Bingham Farms, 6 to 7:30 p.m., addressing financial issues post-COVID. Of course, with the way things are out there, this is subject to change if the situation warrants it, and we would let you know and then convert it to a webinar. But at this point, the plan is live seminar, social distancing in the seminar room, and we will go forward and try and get back to the norm. Addressing financial issues post-COVID, how to address debt, solutions using bankruptcy, solutions outside of bankruptcy, the goal, preserving future income for you and your family, get rid of the debt so you can start saving for your retirement in the future. Jeff Linden will do a special segment on tax debt. We're going to talk about all your available solutions. Attendees get a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Remember, you can always come in the office for a free consultation. You can also do them via teleconference or phone conference. Just call our offices, 248-645-1700, and schedule a free seminar. You can also call our 888 number, 235-HELP. Also, if you ever want to schedule a consultation online, just go and you can check the boxes. Areas covered: debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business issues, elder law issues with Pat, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. All you've got to do is go online to schedule a conference or call us, which is the old-fashioned and easy way, 888-235-HELP. Also, take a look at the website. There's free reports: Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by myself and Jeff Linden, Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small, that's our newest report, How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure, Business Formation Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan, and by Pat Samasco, The Retiree's Guide from Social Security. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, we're back. So
Brian, pay off the mortgage. But this is a bigger situation. Mom sold the house because she moved into Brian's house because she can't take care of herself.
Wait, is that an option for me too?
Well, the house.
I know you're a good cook.
Do you want to live with Brian?
Cook, but no.
But you yell too much.
No. Yeah, I yell too much.
Brian.
What do you? I don't yell.
So go on, Pat.
So Brian's mom sold the house, put the money in the bank, and moved in Brian so Brian can take care of her because she started falling and getting dementia. Now she's in the nursing home, or might have to go in the nursing home. Well, he took a protected asset house and turned it into an unprotected asset cash. So you protect it?
He did that?
Yeah. Let's protect it. Let's buy Brian's house. It's her principal residence. She's allowed a principal residence.
Oh, so we're solving the problem.
Yeah, you just solved the problem. So,
wait, so she buys his house,
yeah.
Then she evicts him.
No, then she goes to the nursing home. Medicaid gives her Medicaid benefits. And now with COVID, every nursing home is Medicaid. before they say, oh, I'm going into a horrible nursing home. No, it's the exact same nursing home. Medicaid is private pay because COVID, they don't want people having to move around. So they're all Medicaid. Now, how do you do all that?
But I'm still on the part where she buys his house. I bought your house and you're out. You get out.
Well, we want a plan to make sure Brian isn't mean to his wife, his mom, and we got to make sure that mom doesn't have dementia. And how do we solve that problem? Yeah. The most important document for us.
Yeah, that was a question I had a long time ago on
the financial power of attorney.
Why is that important?
Because it's a tool in the toolbox that allows us to do the planning for mom when mom is incompetent and can't do it on her own.
So if you don't have that, what is that?
Probate. You have to go to probate. And it's not, I don't have a power of attorney. Because most people have a power of attorney because their dad worked at, or their husband worked at UAW 27 years ago and they got it. Those power of attorneys don't have the language that we need to protect the assets. Paragraphs mean stuff in those documents. So if you don't have the power of attorney with the paragraphs that we need, you got to go to probate court.
So the takeaway here is it's a simple document on the durable power of attorney, and even a normal estate plan done properly with that language includes that power of attorney.
And when did you get that power of attorney? When you retired. Remember, when do you start your planning? When you start retiring, you start looking at the documents that we're going to need going down the line. Not waiting till you're 90, because what do we say at the beginning? There isn't any more old people.
No, really, and you don't want to wait to retirement either. If you're in your 40s or 50s, you need
well,
that
you
durable
do, but
power too.
that situations, you're really looking at protecting the kids. An emergency.
Yeah, but there's no reason not to have the same language in your power of attorney that you do for a 25-year-old.
You're absolutely true. But if they ask me, hey, we have a UAW power of attorney and I'm 27 years old, probably that's fine. But the older you get and the more needs to the protection part of it for the elder law side, now where does the financial planning come in? If you spend all your money or you lose all your money, you don't have any money to take care of you not being in the nursing home. For in-home care, assisted living, Medicaid never pays.
So that's the wealth preservation side.
Protect your assets on a legal basis, protect your assets on a financial basis. That's where it comes together.
On the power, people ask this, and I encounter it. Banks have gotten finicky.
Oh, they're horrible.
No,
they're not finicky.
I've been taking the position every 5 years you need to update your power just so that it doesn't have an old date. Because if you give a bank a power that's 6 years old, even though it's perfect, they're going to go.
Old.
I run into ones. I've been running in lately of banks not honoring ones more than 2 years.
Ameriprise.
It's crazy.
A client came in yesterday. He's a Ameriprise agent. He says Ameriprise does not accept anybody's power of attorneys. It has to be theirs. And the bank,
it has to be theirs? Will they accept the trust?
They want their one paragraph power of attorney signed instead of our 27-page power of attorney because theirs is the right one. And they always blame it on the lawyer. The lawyer didn't do it right. Yeah, really? I only done 1,000 of these, and your guy's saying. So Bank of America has issue. So the idea is
one guy in the entire bank says this is how it has to be, and then everyone robotically follows the wrong advice.
Yeah. Right. Or you have 5,000 tellers, you have 5,000 different rules.
Right.
So the idea is you get the power of attorneys accepted.
Well, in that situation, you need to find the one teller that says, here's his.
Well, I do.
I'll cash your check for $300, or your $100 check for $300.
Yeah.
Have a great week. Thanks, Pat. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality. Thanks for watching.